Greetings to each and every one of you. It has been a fantastic weekend. I trust that you had a fantastic time with your family, enjoying yourself. Market has been slow this weekend, and we know exactly what is really going on. Okay, in the midst of the silence, we're going to see some breakthrough, some breaking news coming very soon. And I'm just going to give you update, okay, with what is really happening throughout the week, especially as we move on to next week. I think next week going to be a fantastic week, probably for crypto market. All right, and I'm going to share with you also within this week and next month, all the way to probably May to June this year, we're going to see some firecrackers in the industry. All right, so I'm going to give you some insights into what is happening, and later on I'm going to show to you or reveal to you my prediction. Okay, my prediction of what I call as a future cast. Where will be the price of Bitcoin, and what can we expect, and how you can be protected, all right, during this period. Now, before I start, okay, with my prediction of the future cast, I want to show you a few important events that are going to take place this week. So that you are prepared. Okay, you are prepared so that you will be ready to take advantage of the market. Please understand, volatility is one of the best friend, I would say, right? Especially if you are trading, volatility is fantastic. If you are holding Bitcoin or you are holding certain cryptocurrency, there are certain action that you can start to take. All right, so that is important. Now, the first thing that I would like to really give you an update is that please understand, this is a fantastic week, because this is going to be a Super Bowl. Okay, Super Bowl week, or what we call a crypto ball. Okay, this is completely different this year, and this is happening on the 14th, which is on the Valentine's Day. All right, so we're going to have a Super Bowl event, and this is going to be this has been a yearly event, and this year around, this is going to be, I would say, a most unique event, because this event is basically, okay, spurred by a lot of crypto advertisement, crypto hypes that is going around, especially Bitcoin. All right, so now we have a few big exchanges such as FTX, Sophie, Crypto.com. They have been doing a lot of advertisement. They are paying so much of money. Okay, so the flow of money is now coming in, because they are now preparing for this biggest event ever. Now, the reason I say big is because we are talking about an average of about 100 million viewers that is going to view this event. All right, now when you have the huge viewers, advertisement plays so much important. Okay, advertisement plays an important role, and that's why we have all these big exchanges. Okay, well-known exchanges such as FTX, Sophie, Crypto.com are actually going to broadcast, okay, or add their advertisement. So now, just imagine, all right, 100 over millions viewers are going to watch from television, from social media. And in the interval of that, okay, viewing, they're going to have advertisements. So the adverbs, okay, ads are going to come in, and that's where they're going to promote about Bitcoin and so on. Now, just imagine, all right, the more people begin to watch, the more people begin to view, the more people see these ads. And not only ads, okay, there's going to be betting going around. So people are going to bet who will be the winner, and there are going to be prizes that are going to be given away in Bitcoins and so on. Now, can you just imagine, this is going to happen on Monday. Okay, on Monday, New York time. Okay, please take note that is on the 15th of it, and this is going to probably, all right, I believe this is going to cause, okay, that's going to cause a huge wave in the Bitcoin aspects of it, and we're going to see probably Bitcoin price begin to go up. This coming week will probably be one of the important week. All right, so please take note of that. Now, so this is the good news of it. Okay, now we do have other news. Please understand, when we talk about the fundamental insights, we have to take a look at the overall picture of the industry, not just one news. Okay, so we have one news here, which is an exciting news, and probably in the short period of time, we can see, okay, we can see a strong push up. Okay, Bitcoin can go up all the way, and then we will be then seeing a lot of correction going to take place. Now, please understand, okay, this is the first thing. The second thing is that the regulatory aspects of the whole crypto market, it is currently in a very, very negative negative sentiment. Alright, now I'm saying this because there is a lot of regulations, okay, stringent regulation are coming on board, okay, are coming on board in order actually to control or to paralyze the whole crypto industry so that it can be under control. That's the most important thing. Okay, please understand, if you talk about Bitcoin, Bitcoin is completely decentralized. Alright, but when you talk about other cryptocurrency, many of those tokens and coins are centralized and so on. So the regulators may not really worry about those kind of coins that are centralized. They may worry about Bitcoin because Bitcoin is completely decentralized. Now, nevertheless, okay, although things are decentralized, there are ways how they can control it, okay, and one of it, I think you have been hearing, where the SEC, okay, where we have actually heard about how the crypto wallet, okay, are going to be controlled, and this is one of the proposal, okay, that is coming in from the FinCEN itself from late 2020s, and they are pushing in for this. Okay, now what is going to happen is that all crypto wallets, okay, all crypto wallet are going to basically go through what we call a KYC process. All right, and they are proposing, okay, so at least if there is a transaction of 3,000 and above, all right, all this transaction has to be, all right, has to be basically reported. Okay, so all this transaction has to go through KYC and so on. Now, can you just see that this is going to be going to create a lot of havoc? This is going to create a lot of dissatisfaction because now with the KYC, alright, that simply means any of this transaction can be controlled, right? Can be monitored, can be basically tracked, and this is what it's all about. If they can track all these transactions, so sometimes you may say this wallet, a custodian wallet, or this wallet is decentralized. Let me tell you something, my friend, a lot of the wallets, there is a owner behind it. You talk about Exodus wallet, you talk about Trust wallet, alright, so although the transaction can be anonymous, but this wallet are controlled, okay, by a centralized authority. Okay, so please understand this information. So now I believe, okay, the regulators are pushing hard on this because this is the only loopholes, okay, this is the only way how they can track, how they can control, how they can actually take control. Alright, so this is the most important thing. Now, the other thing is that I believe that most of you have heard just a recent news that we have block fee. Okay, block fee actually, right, block fees have to pay a settlement of $100 million, okay, to SEC. Okay, to SEC. This is very simple, guys. Can you see that? Even the exchanges are stringently, okay, they are going after hard on these exchanges because these exchanges are providing lending. Alright, lending, and they are basically paying about 9.5% yield. Okay, now can you just imagine that even the stock market, okay, are not able to give this kind of return or this kind of yield. Alright, so that is the reason why. Now can you just imagine if the regulators, if the financial watchdog, if the financial authority allows this kind of exchanges or this kind of institution to go on and keep providing 10%, 15% and so on, what happened to the conventional banks? What is going to happen to the conventional stock market and all these things, right? So people are going to move their money, right? They're going to move their money. They're going to move their USDT or USD into Bitcoin, into cryptocurrency, and that is going to cause a huge, okay, huge problem to the US dollar itself. And most of you have seen, right, the inflation is one of the historical inflation figure of 7.5%. Can you just imagine that? So inflation is another huge thing that is going to contribute to the weakening of the US dollar, and not only that, that is going to spur a lot of it's going to backfire on the industry. I'm going to share with you on that very, very soon, because when inflation is affected, All right, it's going to affect the equity that is going to come into the country. And this is where, okay, we have what we call one of the most important indicator, which is the PMI. PMI is the Purchasing Managers Index. These are very, very important indicator for investors' confidence into any country. So when investors, okay, wants to bring in equity or foreign direct investment that is going to come into the country, one of the most important indicator is the PMI. Okay, now PMI is a powerful indicator that measures the performance of the manufacturing sector. So you can see when the PMI is down, okay, when the PMI is down, the equity flow into the market is going to get affected. Investors' confidence is going to get affected. A lot of the industries are now already feeling the pinch because of the pandemic, because of the COVID situations and so on. And you can see, okay, even the US market is going through a huge fallout in their PMI, okay, which is about 50.9 compared to 55. So these are the index. Can you just imagine that? Now please understand, guys, whatever happened in US is going to affect the whole world. Alright, it's going to affect many countries because a lot of the countries are dependent upon US. So if the US market is actually slumping, US market is slowing down, the PMI or the investors' confidence are starting to slow down, this is going to affect a lot of the market. And because of this is going to also affect the stock market. A lot of the stocks related, okay, related to manufacturing, related to metals, related to commodities are going to get affected because of the PMI situation of different countries, right? So this is a very important information that I need to really highlight to you guys, so that you can look at the macro insight, macro fundamental analysis of the whole crypto market, so that you can have the bigger picture, and based on that you will be able to understand that a lot of the crypto price, okay, crypto price actions are actually moving along the situation of the economic itself. Okay, so we have the economic situation, we have the regulatory aspects of it, we have the taxation of the cryptocurrencies, we have the legal aspects of the cryptocurrencies. Okay, now all these things are putting in a lot of the pressure when come to Bitcoin. Alright, so this is where I'm going to just share with you very quickly, what do I see, where will the price of Bitcoin be, and what am I expecting to take place before we can even see a much confident rally when come to Bitcoin. Alright, now let me just quickly first of all get back into this Bitcoin chart. Alright, so what we have here is basically what I call is basically a Bitcoin futures. Okay, so I'm looking into the Bitcoin futures, and one of the things that I really love to look at Bitcoin futures is that I want to look at the gap that is left from the previous week. Okay, so when the week is closing, there is most instances, okay, there will be a gap that is left behind in the Bitcoin futures. And then when Monday when the market starts to open, in most instances those gaps will be filled. Right now, if I will quickly just zoom out here, right, you can see here we have a gap over here. Alright, we have a gap over here that has to be filled. Now if you look into the current, okay, this is basically the 4 hour, so this is the daily candle. If you look into this daily candle, this is a strong downtrend candle. Okay, so we might expect, okay, when the market opens up on Monday, we could probably expect, okay, price actually going down to fill up this gap. So this gap is around 40,900, okay, or we can say around 41,000. So we could actually expect for a quick move to fill up this gap before we can see a upward trend. Because remember, as I mentioned to you, right, this coming week is going to be an exciting week because of the Super Bowl. Alright, because of the Super Bowl, and I expect this week, okay, once we fill this gap, we might actually see price actually will be going up. We could see huge volatility, okay, in this period of time. So please take note of this and take advantage of this volatility, especially when the price of Bitcoin is going up. Now let me just quickly also show you the next gap. As I predicted before, you can see over here this gap is already been filled. All right, this gap is already been filled. Let me just circle that for you. Can you see that? This gap is already been filled. Can you see this long tail over here? Alright, this gap is already been filled. But we need to look at another gap here, which I believe this gap, which also will be filled. Alright, so let me just show you that. Okay, so we can see, right, this is the gap that I've been referring most of the time. Alright, this is the gap over here. Okay, now if you look into this gap, we are talking at about $25,000 to around $26,000 gap. Alright, still have not been filled yet. So what we are looking at, what I'm looking at, or what I actually foresee to take place, is that when the market open, we might actually see market going down to fill up the gap over here, and then we could actually see a nice move uptrend. Alright, a nice move uptrend. Now, most probably, alright, we could actually hit somewhere at around 51,000. So this is where I am looking at. I'm looking at about 51,000 for Bitcoin to actually go up. I'm not saying that this will happen this week, but I'm saying that there's going to be a huge momentum, or what I call a money flow. Alright, a money flow going uptrend, and this is going to basically hit a around 51,000 before we're going to see a huge massive breakdown that is going to come from this level, and we're going to see a lot of those people who bought Bitcoin. People are going to buy Bitcoin at all these levels, and all these people are going to get wrecked. Alright, so I'm going to show to you a clearer picture so that you can actually understand what is really going on. Alright, so this is a very important insight for every one of you. So what I'm really looking at, is that alright, let me just get rid of all these things so that I can show you something very important here. So as you understand, right, so the first target that I'm really looking at is around 51,000. Alright, at around 51,000. So let me just make these things a little bit bigger here so that I can quickly use this chart, or maybe I'll just get back into BTC USDT, right, USDT quickly, and show you where my target is. Go. So the first target, the first target that I have here is basically going to be at around 51,000. Right? Let me just make a nice line over here to show you exactly where my target is. Now, please understand that I am not a financial advisor, but this is basically my macro perspective of the market. Alright, you may want to do your own research and you may want to justify this, but this is just my perspective. And you know, those of you who have been listening to me, those of you who have been watching me, watching some of the video of my prediction, a lot of the prediction actually hit on the dot. Alright, so this is what I want to do, probably a most important prediction here. I'll show you the future cars, because I believe, alright, everyone, please understand, most of the people are thinking currently is already a bullish scenario, right? And everyone wants to see Bitcoin price actually going up. That's what everybody wants to see. Alright, and they want to actually see Bitcoin price hitting $100,000. Now, this is what everyone is expecting, yeah? Yes, this is the reason why, this is going to go on a huge manipulation, and many people who are expecting this are going to get wrecked. So please understand that, right? This is a very important insight. Now, so what am I looking at? What am I looking at is very simple. Alright, so I'm looking for Bitcoin to actually go up all the way to 51,000. Alright, 51,000. So I believe we will see 51,000 first, and thereafter we're going to see a huge massive crash. Alright, a huge massive crash going to come down, and that is probably at around 50% correction. Alright, and that 50% correction, so I can show you over here. Let me just quickly do that. So that 50% correction, we are talking about Bitcoin to actually fill up the CME gap. So if Bitcoin fill up the CME gap, so we will see Bitcoin moving there, and we're going to probably see a crash coming. A crash coming, or I will say this could be one of the massive correction. Now, if you would have seen, all the previous years, all those correction that happened, an average correction is at least about 50 to 60%. Alright, an average correction. So here we have, here we have, and this correction is roughly, okay, if you look into it, will be around, okay, around 26,000. All right, around 26,000 or 25,000 range. Okay, so we are looking somewhere here. So that's the reason why if I bring you back to the Bitcoin futures, okay, you can see over here. If I bring you back to the Bitcoin futures, we have, okay, about 24,000 or 25,000 gap over here. All right, so I'm expecting Bitcoin to move from 25,000. Sorry, from 50,000. Okay, so 51,000 is somewhere here. So watch this. All right, this is a 51,000. All right, this is over here. We have about 51,000 here. Okay, 51,000, and we are expecting Bitcoin to do a correction all the way down here. Okay, all the way down. All right, this is where we have about 25,000, 26,000 range. Okay, so that is about 50%. All right, that is about 50% correction that I am actually expecting to take place. All right, and please understand there is no timeline. This can happen soon or this can happen later, but understanding the compounding, okay, the compounding factor, such as the regulatory, such as the productivity, okay, the purchasing index, the economic situation. All right, this could really play out. All right, so now once it hit, okay, and fill up this gap, please understand there is no more gap to fill up, guys. This is the only gap we have at this moment. This is the only gap. So once this gap is filled, I believe, all right, I can foresee that we're going to see a huge breakout, okay, a huge breakout going out. Why? Because you can see a lot of the people, okay, are going to get liquidated. Many of them are going to get liquidated, especially those who have actually bought over here. Once they get liquidated, all right, the institutionalized, the whales, okay, are going to go in and they're going to reap all this profit that has actually got liquidated in the market. Right? So this is what is happening. This is what I can see based on the macro perspective of the market, and I hope, all right, this insight is helpful. We could probably start to monitor, and each and every one of you who are trading or you are basically holding Bitcoin, all right, or you are holding any kind of cryptocurrency, especially those coins that are correlated with Bitcoin. When I say correlated, means if anything happened to Bitcoin, all right, you will see those coins are also going up and down. All right, and that's what we actually mean by correlation. Okay, so please take note of that. All right, so you can decide, okay, appropriate action, whether you want to hold or whether you want to actually liquidate at certain price, and thereafter you may actually want to buy back at a lower price. So you can actually decide. Okay, I think those are wisdom that you need, understanding the market perspective. So with that, I would like to say thank you so much. I truly trust that this insight is helpful. All right, God bless each and every one of you.